Hey, you guys, welcome back to Storytime from Just Storytime, you guys. I am out here with my son at the dentist. We had to come back again today, you guys. So I am doing this video from the car. Honey, sometimes you just got to get in where you can fit in. Y'all see that truck behind me? And there's a Starbucks. I'm so tempted to go over there, you guys, but I'm going to try not to. So welcome back and happy Friday, you guys. Go ahead and click the bell for notifications so you'll know when we upload new videos. And those Giggle Squads that been hanging with me from day one know we do it on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, except if there is situations and show enough complications, you guys. And then also go ahead and give the video a thumbs up after you watch it. Share the video with family and friends so y'all can all giggle together. And then also subscribe to the channel, you guys. It is absolutely free with the high cost of everything nowadays. You cannot afford to add anything else into your budget, you guys. So go ahead, you can get free videos, honey, of pure laughter every single week, 3 times a week for absolutely free, you guys. You guys, I want to make an announcement before we actually move forward with the story on today. It's another car story, you guys. I just can't let the vehicles, honey, God done bless me, but I got to go back and reminisce on the old car days. You guys, check out my flyer. Yes, you guys, I am having a virtual comedy show. So the cost, you can purchase tickets today after 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My website will be up, the one that I've been working on forever. That's a whole nother story in itself, you guys. So it will be up after 5 p.m. today, you guys. When you purchase the ticket, I'll let you know, because you're my Giggle Squad and you can hear me talking right now, but everybody else gonna have to read it on the website. When you purchase the ticket, within 24 hours, you will receive a Zoom link. Hold on to that link, because that is the link that you're going to need to actually log in on next Saturday, which is June the 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come on in, you guys, and laugh with me. This is my virtual comedy show that I'm trying out. And also on July, now I haven't put the flyer together for this, but because y'all been hanging with me, Giggle Squad, don't nobody else know this, so don't tell nobody yet. But July the 16th, I'm going to have a actual in-person comedy show. Oh my God. I've had so many people ask me, when are you going to do a comedy show? When are you going to do a comedy show? So now I finally moved past my fears. I'm coming off the screen, you guys, and you can see me live and live in color. And the tickets will be reasonably priced. And I think for that one, there's only going to be maybe 100 to maybe 120 tickets that's going to be available. So we're going to have a great old night. We're going to have some vendors there, all of those different things, you guys. And then when my website launches, you'll be able to see my new products. I'm not finished loading up products, but I have a nice amount of products that are already on there. So guys, let's go ahead and get into this story. Child, so this story here, why am I talking about girl like I'm on the phone? Girl, listen, giggles, listen. So this story here, now mind you, remember the brown car broke down over the axle broke. So I had to go through and find me another vehicle. I don't know, I think I bought this next car from an old white man somewhere, some old white couple somewhere. And this one was a 1985 Grand Marquis. Y'all, I don't have a problem with a Grand Marquis. But it was the 90s, and this was from like 80 something. But this was the exact same car that my grandmother had. The exact same car that she had. OMG. So I got the car, didn't want the car, didn't like the car from the beginning. The car was huge. Honey, I thank God for these new cars now. That car was massive, honey. Listen, I could drive any size car. I've even drove a 16-passenger van when I worked for this program that helped felons get back to work before. But this 1985 Grand Marquis, honey, was the front end was longer than the most of the car. Like, you had seat rooms to sit in, but the front end, honey, was turning the corner before you even got there. It was made out of pure metal. The heaviest metal that you could ever find. Honey, gas. You talking about a gas guzzler. This sucker was a gas guzzler. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God for these little fiber cars now that they have made out of nothing, basically, because it's a little bit lighter on gas. Even for the new cars, you guys, don't you know they don't even put a spare tire in the new car because they don't want it to weigh it down so they can get better gas mileage? Okay, but that's a whole nother issue. So I got this car. So me and my kids were going one day to Kroger's, and we lived up in a place called Price Hill. So there is this hill. What hill is that called? It's not Grand. Oh God, I don't know what this hill is called. There's a hill when you take the back side of Price Hill, and this hill goes like this. Up, 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 and then it goes down in a slump. And when you're turning the street, you're in the slump here. So I'm in the slump waiting to turn the corner. This particular day, it was raining really, really bad. And so this is who I had in the car. It was me driving. It was my oldest daughter, Pooh, that was in the front. Alexis was behind me. And then my son, Romello, he was probably about, he had to be still about, well, he was still two or 3 years old. And then it was my son, Lorenzo, over back behind the passenger seat. Y'all don't judge me, but Romello was not in the car seat. I think, honey, we was on a struggle train. I didn't have the money to go get no booster chair, whatever. I probably could have got a booster chair out there $4,000-$5,000. Honey, but when you on the struggle train, you trying to get everything. Next thing you look up, you like, only got $20 left. So he wasn't in the car seat. He was just strapped. He was sitting in between his brothers and sisters, because I don't know if that car had a third belt or not. Either it didn't have a third belt, or the kids didn't fasten the seatbelt for him. Whatever it was, they didn't have seatbelts on in the back. I don't know why people in the back think they don't got to have no seatbelts on. But the people in the front, I guess we put I put my seatbelt on automatically, but some people put it on because a little thing dings when you don't put your seatbelt on. But that wasn't the case with that car. I just ride with my seatbelt. So they didn't have no seatbelts on in the back. So we're sitting up there waiting. Now there's a whole lot of traffic that's coming the opposite way, coming down that hill. So I'm sitting there. The hill is called Glenway. It's Glenway Hill. So the people are coming. So I'm sitting here waiting to turn the corner. I'm like, oh my God, if they don't hurry up. You guys, I look in the mirror and I see this red car coming up the hill, not thinking anything about it. Now, mind you, this is a two-lane turning thing. I got you turn here and then they can go here. So she's coming. Well, I didn't know it was a she, but this car is coming and it's going. And I'm looking here, and then I'm looking, to turn. I'm looking, and then I'm looking to turn. And I looked, and I was like, is she going to slow down? You know how you can tell somebody's going fast? And when I'm approaching another car that's sitting still, because when she came up over the hill, you could see my car and you see it didn't move, and I got my blinkers on. So I would have switched lanes. She didn't switch lanes. She stayed in the same lane that I was, and she kept coming. And I'm like, is she going to switch lanes? So I'm looking like this, and then I'm looking over here to see if I could turn. Still can't turn. She's still coming, and before I could think, and she didn't switch lanes to the right, and I couldn't say anything. The first thing I thought in my mind, she's gonna hit me. That's all I could say. I said, she gonna hit me. And before I knew it, now if I would have turned, I'd have came into oncoming traffic. I went like this, you guys, to brace. Worst thing in life you could ever do is brace yourself. I found that out afterwards. Never been in an accident before. Didn't know there's rules to getting in an accident. Don't brace yourself. So I looked and I went like this real hard, pushing back into the seat. And I told the kid, she's going to hit us. And next thing you know, boom. So this is the next scene. Nah! You guys, after she hit me, The wheel was already turned for me to turn the corner, but I had my foot on the brake. My foot comes off the brake, so I let the steering wheel go, so the car goes into oncoming traffic. So we're going into oncoming traffic. They're coming down the hill at the face of me turning with this big front end of the car. There's no way that they can dodge me. So I look, I'm screaming. I turn the car back this way, like super fast. So now we're over in the right lane. By this time, you guys, we look like crash yard dummies. Remember the crash yard dummy thing, y'all? We look like crash yard dummies. All I see is everybody's just like mangled, like, honey, my daughter Alexis flew into the back of the seat like an angry bird. Splat. My daughter over here, head hits the window. She's over there like this. Remember you watched me whip and watch me nay-nay? She didn't nay-nay. She just whipped, and her neck was like this, hitting the glass window over there. Now, my youngest son, oh my God, he goes flying. You got, baby, he flew in between the seat. He's airborne. And so my son, Lorenzo, was a football player, and I don't know, he was what you call those people that stand over to the side? Is it a running back? I think he was a running back. For you guys that play football or either watch football, it's the guy that he's not part of this line that pushes because he's not big, but he was the guy that stood like over there on the side, and they would throw the ball to him and he could run his tail off. So he would always catch the ball. So he football catches Romello, because if not, you guys, he would have went through the window. Like, he'd have been dead. He would have absolutely died in that car crash. So my son grabs Romello while he's in the air, grabs him like a football, brings him over this way, and both of them crash into the back of the seat, head first. Y'all, it was chaos. I turned the wheel back this way. Now I'm in the right lane. Mind you, there's a curb right there, you know, like the sidewalk. But on the other side of that sidewalk, it was just like this house. And so I'm like, if I don't cut this wheel back, I'm going to run into these people's home, because the house was like leveled, like with the ground, just like sitting there. So then I turn the car back this way. Now I'm snatching the wheel, you guys. You're not thinking to just turn it slightly. I'm snatching the wheel. So I snatch, and I don't know what I hit, but the car just stopped. I don't remember putting it in park. I don't know how that car stopped. Honey, must have been God. Like, stop this car. The angels just stopped the car. And we just sat there, shook up, crying, screaming, honey, wailing. Just, it was off the chain. And people got out of their cars. Thank God I didn't hit anybody. She would have pushed us to get hit head on. Those people, some of the people over there stopped. And then, some people just kept going. Are you okay? Blah, 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 blah. And all that different stuff, honey. But let me tell you, the ambulance came. We didn't go to the hospital. I don't know why we didn't go to the hospital, because it was too many of us. And we didn't want to get, I don't know. We just didn't go to the hospital for whatever reason. And so they was like, look, you guys are going to be sore. If you feel like you need to go to the hospital, go to the emergency room, all those different things. When I tell you the next day, honey, we was getting up like Dracula when the sunshine hit, when he be like, ooh. Still, that's how we got out the bed. We had to pull each other out the bed, because you could not do this or that. Baby, you talking about whiplash. I don't know if you guys ever been in a car wreck, and I don't know if you ever suffer from whiplash. But whiplash, and I got the worst of it. because I braced myself. Now, everybody else just kind of flung with it, bounced around. They still had bad whiplash, but mine's, oh my God, it was so horrible. Horrible, you guys. We was all over the place. So I called my sister Tracy, and her and her friend Dennis. I got to tell you the story about Dennis. Dennis only had one leg, baby. But Dennis will drive you wherever you want to be, baby. Remind me to tell y'all about Dennis. So she came over there and made sure we was okay, and we got home, and the car amazingly still worked. Now, that other girl car was tore up, and I'm like, why didn't you switch lanes? And she said, I thought you were going to turn. And I'm, girl, oh, if I did not have whiplash, I would have beat her up. Like, why would you not switch lanes if at some point you didn't see me turn? How could you think I was going to turn and cars were still coming this way? I guess some people dodge, just pull out in front of oncoming traffic that's coming, but I wasn't going to chance something like that because I knew my car was too big. Is too heavy. Now, you can dart with those small cars. It was too big. It was too heavy. I wasn't going to take the chance, and it's raining. It's raining. So for the life of me, I don't understand why people drive so crazy when it's raining. Like, slow the freak down. She was going too fast. Come to find out, the car wasn't even hers. It was her grandfather's car. It was her granddad's car. He had insurance and everything. We got paid maybe 2+ years later. It had a settlement, but by the time the lawyer fees come out, honey, I said, well, you would act like you was in the car with me. I didn't know you was in the car with me, Thaddeus. And that was his name. I didn't know you was in the car with me. All the money you done took up out of here. But I had to go to physical therapy after that. And then after a while, my doctor just told me you'll never be 100%. He was like, you'll be probably a good 85, but you will never be 100% back to where you were. And that man did not lie, because every time I go get like a massage or something like that, the muscles up here are like rock hard. They're rock hard. And then at the end of the day, the effects of it now, and this was in 2006, the effects of it now is at the end of the night, I'll sit like this with my neck like this because it feels better. Because if I do this, it hurts. So I'm like walking around. Remember that little boy? What was his name? I think he was the little black boy. No, that was Franklin. On Snoopy, when he used to dance like this, y'all. I'm gonna put a picture. He used to go like this. That's me at the end of the night, looking like that little boy from the Peanuts. Dancing, honey. So you guys, we thank God we survived. A little bruised, a little injured, but we survived that. You guys, buckle up for safety, honey. Stay out the roads. Drive slow when it's raining, honey. And don't buy a Grand Marquis. How about that? Because you can't slip and dip in big pieces of metal like that. How about that? You guys, go ahead and click the subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Get our videos a thumbs up, you guys. We post on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I will be back on next week, you guys, with another podcast. You Say What show, you guys. Thanks for all those that watched it or whatever. Give me your input, your feedback, and things like that. Give me topics that you want to discuss. I don't care. Remember, my email is giggle2 at gmail.com to send in any type of suggestions or any stories. If you send a story, send the link with the story so I can actually just click the link and go right there, you guys. I thank you for all your support. Check out the virtual comedy show that we're having with all that's going on in the world right now. We need a little bit of laughter with all that's going on. And keep those in Texas, those families, in much prayer. All right, I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Peace.